mynews.studio.
Illegal gold mines once scarred Colombia's Amazon. Now, forest regrowth is outpacing chainsaws. The question is, can this trend last?
Today's date is June 25th, 2025. Colombia just reported a 33% drop in Amazon deforestation for the first quarter of the year. That means deforestation fell from over 40,000 hectares in early 2024 to just 27,000. That's a significant drop. But how did they actually make this happen?
It's a combination of things: new policies, stricter enforcement, and, maybe most importantly, deeper collaboration with local and indigenous communities. The government expanded the autonomy of indigenous territories, brought their councils into real decision-making, and focused on building strong local partnerships. What's different this time is that these groups didn't just have a seat at the table. They were given authority to help design and enforce conservation measures.
That's a real change. Let's talk about the logistics for a second. With so many groups involved, how did they actually monitor and respond to illegal activity across such a huge area?
They set up a national monitoring and early warning system. That means combining satellite imagery with people on the ground. When the system detects something suspicious, it sends out alerts so officials and community patrols can act quickly. Plus, environmental agencies increase their presence. And here's a key point. Colombia changed its laws so deforestation is now officially considered an environmental crime. That's a step up from just issuing fines. It allows for targeted prosecutions.
So it's not just about prevention anymore. There are real consequences. But is there evidence these reforms are actually working in the field, or do gaps remain?
There's definite progress, but it's not complete. Some regions remain vulnerable, especially where there are armed groups or illegal economies. Environmental defenders still face risks. However, there's now a framework for ongoing dialogue, acknowledging indigenous rights and connecting conservation with local interests. The 33% drop in deforestation shows the strategy is making a difference, but it hasn't solved every problem.
Let's put this in a global context. The Amazon is often called the lungs of the planet. Does Colombia's success have implications beyond its borders?
It does, for two reasons. First, the Amazon is a major carbon sink and a hotspot for biodiversity. Losing forest here affects everything from local rainfall to the global climate. Second, Colombia's approach, a mix of legal reforms, enforcement, and community involvement, could serve as a model. Other Amazon countries face similar challenges: land conflicts, economic pressures, threats to environmental defenders. So, the bigger question is whether this model can be adapted elsewhere.
Are there parts of Colombia's approach that could be easily transferred, or is their situation too unique?
Some elements can be adapted. Things like formalizing land rights, tying environmental protection to development, and making deforestation a criminal offense. These are strategies that could work elsewhere. But success really depends on political will, available funding, and local partnerships. Community engagement isn't something you can copy-paste. It has to be shaped by local customs and governance. The real issue is whether other countries have the systems and commitment to implement this.
Even with these improvements, keeping up the progress is tricky. There's still economic pressure. Illegal mining, agriculture, and logging haven't disappeared. Regional cooperation and steady investment seem crucial. Is there enough momentum for that right now?
There is some momentum, but it's fragile. The hope is that Colombia's example proves this can work. If other countries see the results and the strategies behind them, there's a chance we'll see more coordinated action across the Amazon.
So, to wrap up, Colombia's progress isn't just a national story. It's a test case for global climate action. Legal reforms, enforcement, and community partnerships are making a difference, but it's a work in progress. The real test is whether others will follow, and if this momentum can be maintained.
That's both the challenge and the opportunity. Thanks for joining us as we explored Colombia's Amazon turnaround, a story that could influence the future of climate action.
Thanks for listening. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it now for free.